Okay, this was the first piece of equipment they used to mine the coals. So when the coal, when they, what they would do is they would blow up the coal in the coal mine, and it would come out as lumps. And the lumps, they'd push this machine into the coal mine, and these two arms, you see, they rotate on a circle, so they would go back and forth, and they would shovel all the coal, so they didn't have to do this by hand. So this is, look, there's still coal on here from 75 years ago. So this is a conveyor, and then here is how they cut the coal out before they blew it up. So this was made by the Sullivan Machine Company. So this would make a vertical cut. So if you had a big chunk of coal, you would cut the side of it, and then you would cut the bottom of it with this machine, and you blow it up. And then when you blew it up, it came out as chunks, and they would shovel all of them. And then, but that machine took 2 people to operate, and that machine took 2 people to operate, and then they came out with this machine, and this machine took 2 people to operate, and it cut vertically and horizontally because they could turn this blade 90 degrees. So teeth are still sharp. And this was made by the Sullivan Company as well. So this only took 2 people. And then they would put the coal onto these cars. And these cars were battery powered. But they also used, so inside the mine, so that the roof of the mine doesn't collapse on people, they had to put these timbers. And a timber weighs 400 pounds when it's green, and so they'd have to have guys holding up the timber while they nailed it in. But then they came up with this machine which would hold the timber up for you. The same way like when you drywall a roof, you got the machine to hold up the drywall. So this became less labor intensive. And this was a tool they used to cut a hole in the coal to stick all the dynamite. Now this locomotive was actually battery powered, and these are the batteries. So there was a full-time job to maintain these batteries. Now the batteries would last 24 hours. So they had 2 of these, and this whole tray comes off, and it weighs a ton. So they take one off and they charge it in the charging station, and they'd stick the other one on, and it would run the locomotive for 24 hours. So inside here, you can see there's like 50 cells, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 times 3, 4, 5. There's 49 cells. I was right, pretty close. So these would charge the locomotive. Those are metal train cars. And then some of these cars, actually, they bought from another company out in Tennessee. So they used them there, and they bought them used here. And so they also had winches to pull some of the equipment, and they had water pumps because they needed fresh water. So here's an example of a larger steel riveted train car for holding coal. So this is the latest Cooper Trooper machine. But so this So once you blow up your coal, you shove this into the coal mine, and these teeth rotate and they pick up all the coals and they push them up the conveyor belt, and then into the car. But this machine was actually really bad because it had a ton of hydraulics, and see, tons of hydraulic hoses and tons of pinch points. So a lot of people lost their fingers, and this machine was always in the shop because I was always down for repairs. You can see how many hydraulic hoses there are on this thing. So there's a lot of pieces that could break. But it was super high tech at the time. And then here we have some more locomotives. And some wheels. These wheels were for, there's a coal mine up there that was vertical and it was 400 feet deep. So they used these wheels to pull the coals up the mine because they couldn't run a train car vertically. Here's some more train cars. The orange scooper is from the 70s. It's actually like 1978 was when the last coal mine closed here. And here's some more locomotives. And they were all made by all this equipment was made by the Sullivan Company. One cool thing, where was it? Oh yeah, it was right here. So this thing on this side doesn't matter, but this was designed if you had really big chunks of coal and you wanted to make them smaller. You ran this machine, and this machine smashed the coal into little pieces. Oh, and there was one more thing. Where's the air compressor? There's an air compressor. Where is the air compressor? Oh yeah, it was here. So it had to stop using dynamite because what they would do is they would stick a dynamite and they would give the workers 2 minutes to leave the coal mine before they blew it up. And the workers' compensation board was like, not cool, man. You gotta give them 15 minutes so that everybody gets out. And the coal mine operators like 15 minutes, we'll pay people 15 minutes to do nothing. So they came out with an idea. Instead of using dynamite, they'd use compressed air. So this tube with the holes in it they would drill a hole, and instead of sticking dynamite in the hole in the coal mine, they would use compressed air. and they'd use that tube. But if there was a loose connection on the tube, it would make a hole right through the cart or kill somebody. And this was a compressor that they used, could generate 20,000 psi.